Okay. Bree is really something else compared to the hills and moors of the lone lands of the north. And Firebrand had much to listen to and observe during his stay at the village last night. Orothel was not there to tell him more about that mysterious Black Rider, but Firebrand met another ranger, Fendwin of Evendim, on her way to Rivendell with the dwarf Floki of the Blue Mountains. Even if nothing can possibly compare to the Shire, Bernie also had many occasions to feed his curiosity in this new environment. The company of the Wain, a traveling fair from Tharbad that has camped near the village with all sorts of exotic goods on display and shows of another kind. The tempting offer to join Jari the dwarf on a treasure hunt in the Weather Hills. And most of all, the discovery that Bernie's parents, Ben and Margot, were in fact some kind of treasure hunters. But Ben and Margot's house was found searched up upside down and empty. With the help of Firebrand's knowledge of ancient lore, Bernie discovered that his parents are searching for an ancient artifact, the golden visage of King Eriador. Our hero's investigation led Firebrand to realize that there is a connection between that Black Rider and Bernie's parents. But anyway, in the midst of all these discoveries, Bernie had eventually signed up to follow the young adventurer Hamfast and join Gandalf's fellowship, whereas Bernie's friend Joy Took decided to go on a treasure hunt to the Troll Vale of Morglind with Jari and Jarmok. Firebrand and Bernie, now aware of their shared destiny, are now headed for the Forsaken Inn, where Hamfast is meant to meet with Gandalf and where Firebrand is hoping to finally catch up with Orothel. This morning, the company is gathering up in front of the south gate of Bree, next to the traveling fair where peddlers and artists are setting up their stalls and displays for the day, now that a big summer storm has just passed. So, that's us. Something you want a reminder of? A question regarding last session? A detail you want to be brought up again? Otherwise, we go into PC check and listen you telling us about how they feel, these guys. Yeah? Firebrand.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Firebrand?
I guess he's a mix of emotions at the moment. One, because he's got a job at hand that he's trying to do. You know, he's eager to find Orothel and have, you know, find out more about this Black Rider and also to get the message out about the orcs. But also he's come across these hobbits that, to his mind, are a bit out of their depth, and he doesn't want them running off to kill themselves, especially while he knows orcs are abroad. So for him, I think whether he's a little overwhelmed that he's trying to juggle quite a few things at once. But, yeah, you know, he doesn't want to send these hobbits off to get hurt, but also he's got his job to do. So I guess his overriding emotion would be being overwhelmed with everything he's trying to achieve at the same time. But, you know, he's capable. He's doing his best.
Very nice. Bernie, how do you feel?
Bernie feels trepidation and excitement because he's far away from the Shire and he has a strong bond with his aunt, grandpa and cousins, and he was so close to finding his parents. The one time he actually took initiative and went out of the Shire, he was so close to finding them, so this makes him feel like he should have arrived sooner, even a week before, and he would have met them. So, yeah, he's questioning a lot of things at this moment. Who they are, what this black lady is, and without his friend Joey Took, he's going with Firebrand, with Hamfast, pretty much new faces to him, so this is pretty much out of his depth, and he's just trying to stay present in the moment and meet this wizard called Gandalf.
Nice. Joby, how do you see this character concept going? What did you have in mind, and in fact, where are you at, and where do you think you want to take that? This is as well a feedback for us all to understand where do you want to take the game, you know, and where do you want to take your player-to-player interaction as well. So that's good info for Varun.
Okay, so obviously it's still very early days for the character. He's only done 2 sessions. So I guess, you know, I'm still learning about him as we play because it's so early. I feel that the direction he's going in is kind of a mix at the moment, because I think hopefully both he and Bernie are going to build up a bond as they start traveling together. And hopefully, you know, Bernie gets swept up on an adventure going with him. And then, you know, for someone who's been on his own a lot and not wanting people to get hurt, it'll be an interesting dynamic as he, you know, grows closer to Bernie. So, yeah, I think immediate goals would just be them 2 bonding as they kind of get swept up on this adventure. Long term, I think there's the immediate priority that they've kind of got a job at hand, that we want to find out what's going on with this Black Rider. We want to try and get something done about these orcs. So I think that's going to be a big focus of his. And if that aligns with what Varun wants to do for Bernie, obviously that would be the ideal. So really, to start off with this arc would be them 2 building up their bond and getting sent on this adventure.
Solid. Yeah. Precisely, I think what was the question about. I think that's very useful to listen to that. What's your take on that, Varun?
I like that Bernie knows nothing about the world, and clearly he's now in the mystery. So he's very much thrown into the deep end. But on the other side, you have Firebrand, who's very grounded. He's very much the voice of reason and calmness for Bernie. So as Bernie learns that stories of orcs, treasures, all these tales he's heard, they're actually real, then that means he must learn from Firebrand as a necessity in order to survive whatever's out there. So yeah, I can definitely see them learning, working together, and getting a bit closer.
Awesome. That's brilliant. Okay, so these chapters will open at the front gate of the village. The two guards are there. A couple of people, you know, are going at their business. Some are leaving town to go work the fields. Some are arriving in town early for the market. People also are happy the storm is over. Everyone is more or less drenched by this massive summer storm that just passed. The company of the Wayne is waking up, emerging from that night, and in the muddy, this muddy, area that they're occupying now, muddy because of all the tramping and stomping and the horse show and the acrobatics and the coming and going of the throng and all that. So this you don't know if it's a family, if it's a group of random people. They look from various background stocks. There is a good I'd say a good 20 more, of them, 12 wagons. There are a couple of children as well helping here and there. Some of them. The bear is put on display again. The rider is taking care of his mount and getting it ready for a later show today. Things like that. You see the man who was selling fireworks is trying to clean the mess after the storm. And there's already a queue of people waiting for their turn to get a reading from Watach. You have heard the name of that fortune teller. And this is all going as you guys have gathered with Fendwin, the ranger, lady ranger, Floki, the dwarf, in a good attire for traveling, but as well pretty doing well doing well. There is actually Jari and Jarmok are there as well with Joy. They are about to head northeast, and that will be the parting between Joy and can possibly have a little scene between Joy and Bernie as they go their own way. Hamfast is of course part of the company. And Hamfast actually just asks for a moment as he goes to do a little last minute shopping at the fair. And you see that he approaches the stall of the apothecary. So, it's gonna be a grand day, says Floki. Look, the storm is past. Now, it's east, and we're home. Yeah. What about you, guys? And you, my young lad, where are you headed? He addresses Bernie and Firebrand.
East to the Forbidden Inn for us.
The Forsaken Inn.
Oh, Forsaken Inn, yeah.
That is a good spot to go for. I mean, I know the place. Good dice games there. Cards, darts, all sorts. But beware. I wouldn't spend the night in there if I were you. What do you think, Bernie?
Why wouldn't we spend a night in there? Surely it's an inn. And it's going to be safe from the elements. And we'll have a pleasant night, I'm sure.
You make a big smile, and he looks with squinted eyes at Firebrand. You will see soon, I guess. I'm no teacher. Life will show. Oh yeah. Life always comes with surprises. Isn't it, Mr. Firebrand?
Yeah, but we know how to roll with the punches. Bernie will be fine. He'll be safe with me.
Benduino acquiesces. Not. This is when you see a lady that comes from Bree arriving. An old-ish lady, pretty tall, elongated, wiry, gray, bluish hair, in her 60s, with a wicker basket, and she has milk bread buns, for sale, and she passes the door and heads towards the corral, and she goes, "Hamfast, is that you? Hamfast?" And you see basically Hamfast just dig his hat, at the lowest possible on his head, and just kind of like tries to mingle with the little crowd there is already there. Yes, Hamfast, I saw you, Sonny, come, please. And she goes in his direction, and you see that he goes basically around one of those wagons and deliberately tries to avoid her. Come on, me boy, come on. I know you're not going to that. I'm your mother. Don't do that to me again. Gonna hang out with that untrustworthy and doomed wizard? No, please, come back. Stay in Staddle. Stay at the farm with your mum. And he will have a moment to, just argue his case, make a case for his next departure, Just making her believe that everything will be fine. He will come with treasures, that he will fight for the greater good, and that he's becoming a true adventurer, and the whole spiel. Should give him a few milk buns, and that will be it. She would cry and cry and cry in his arms. He will look, he would try to hide his shame and having his mother crying in his lap. He's particularly avoiding you guys, gazes. The rest of the companies is packing. You see that Diarmok and Jari have finished to, prepare everything. Their ponies are ready. Saddles are tagged and all that. And this Diarmok guy is looking very grim, very, very worried. And he's strapping those saddles and with some kind of tenacity. Like he's really Jari seems completely confident dwarf, he's double checking his axe, everything is in order. He looks brilliant, and he taps on Joy's two shoulders, and Joy is looking at you from a short distance. He's looking at Bernard, and he has moist eyes. He looks sad that you guys are parting, but he made that decision. He's like, see that when he arrives, comes towards you. He's like, I'm sorry, buddy, but that's what it is, He approaches you. He puts his hand on your shoulder as well.
Yeah, when we came here, we came to find adventure, to find Gandalf, but it seems you it seems I'm going to continue on this path. And you do what you have to, my friend. Think treasure and glory and everything you dream of awaits you. Just don't play any pranks. Well, if you do, just don't get hurt, okay?
Me getting... Nah, it's gonna be... it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's gonna be something grand, something new. I mean, Jared's story is amazing. Like, keeps telling me like this treasure and all that, you know. I'm sure I'm going to handle those trolls. You know, we're already talking about a trick or two, you know, to distract them, trick them into a trap of sort. Jarmok seems very serious about it. And well, I know I'm kind of letting you down, buddy. I'm sorry, but this idea of a treasure, I don't know, Gandalf, he'll be back in the Shire anytime, you know. But look, going on a treasure hunt, that may never happen again in my life. I hope you understand. I'm not letting you down. It's not because of you. I wish you well too. And you'll tell me your adventures, huh, next time we meet.
Yes, Joey, I'm sure we'll both have plenty of adventures to share. I'm going to look into Joey's eyes and I'm going to say to him, Joey, please promise me you'll stay safe, and promise me you won't underestimate trolls or whatever you see there. I want you to be very careful. It's a big world for a hobbit to be by himself.
I promise. I promise. I'll never forget that. You see his picture to the left of Jari's picture? Top left. This little boy. And you, huh? You come back as well, huh? We meet at the Dragon Inn, huh? The Green Dragon, and man, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate that. I'll see you soon, huh?
I'm going to pull him in for a big hug, and then I'll say, yeah, I'll see you soon, Joey.
And he taps at Firebrand's waist, and you, Longleg, you better be careful, huh? You take care of my best friend. I'm coming back for you.
He'll be safe with me. Don't you worry, my little friend.
And he nods and turns back and head towards their ponies, and those guys will head off. They will actually, entering town again and exiting by the north. There's another gate that goes north, goes around the hill through a village or two, Combe and Staddle, and yeah, you know that they were intending on circling around the west northern sides of those marshes. Yeah, what's the name? Midgewater. Yeah, the Midgewater marshes. So that's where this trio will be heading, and who knows when we will meet them again. They have their own agenda, and you know where they're headed. You know, you have heard a legend. You know, I've heard some stories about the Vale, the Troll Vale of Morglind. Everything looks very grim. I guess you know, when you look at the odds, Firebrand, this is just a mad endeavor. Just I don't know. Maybe this Jari has more than a trick under his sleeves, but you don't know. So far, it just look like suicide.
Yeah, he's been saying from the start he thinks this is a bad idea.
I know, right? Yep. So goodbye, Jari, Jarmok, Joy. the head of the picture. Meanwhile, Hamfast has parted with his mother. He looks at you with, he blushes a bit, and he, that was my mother. I guess that was obvious. I'm sorry, and he takes down his hat. It was like, she's always been like that. I mean, she never really understood who I am. What I'm made for. I mean, and family stories. Anyway, guys, I'm to meet Gandalf at the Forsaken Inn. That much, So, Bernie, I'll introduce you to Mr. Firebrand. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you joining us at Gandalf's tower?
Will you be travelling with us as far as the Forsaken Inn?
Oh, yes.
In which case, then we'll have to decide there. I can't commit until I've spoken to my companion.
I understand. Sure, a man like you must have plenty of on his plate. I see you're a man of the world. I am confident. I'm happy we're tagging along. Thank you for going that way as well.
It'd be an honor to meet Gandalf. But yeah, we can't commit until we've been to the inn.
I understand. And he saying that he's saddling, double checking the saddle on his pony himself, and, the rations and all that. And you see that he slips a vial that little fiole that he bought with some. He bought from the apothecary. He slides it into one of them pockets. Make an awareness roll, everyone. All right. You have no idea what that could be. But with a great success, Bernard, you both see that it's black. And with a great success, Bernard, you can imagine that it's some kind of medicine, or I don't know. It reminds you of the stuff you use to put down wild animals, You poison them with stuff like that, That's what Bernie could, possibly think at this point. There's this. You see that the queue is getting longer, ever longer to enter the tent of this seer, and she actually comes out at this point, just as everyone is finally about to get ready. The two rangers are on foot. The dwarf is on a pony, and Hamfast and Bernie as well have ponies. But this Watach, the fortune teller, steps out of the tent at this moment. She's adorned with she wears like lyres. She looks like a slender, long. It's difficult to say, but she's tall. She has this veil on her front of her face. Long black hair, the vibe, we could say that really that could be Esmeralda, you know, the gypsy kind of vibe, with like a multi-layered skirt and a voile, and she's kind of like, she looks so in your directions, in your general direction, and as she takes, she's called the blind seer, yeah, and she unveil her face. And you see from that distance, about 20 meters away or so, she's among in the middle of this corral. She unveils her face, and her gray, blank eyes just peer into Bernie's eyes, and she makes a big smile, like. And she waves, you know, kind of like she waves like would a blind person do, you know, not really exactly addressing, you know, with body language, you know, the vector. It's more in your general direction. But there's this weird discordance between that and the way that, in fact, it's as if she was looking at Bernie, and she, with a big smile, she waves at Bernie, you know. And everyone queuing for their turn, you know, is like, what is she doing? No, this is my turn. You know, they're starting to make a fuss, you know. What do you do, Bernie?
Bernie's gonna look at her. He's gonna blink a couple of times. He looks behind him, and then he points to his chest like, me? And then he's gonna half smile and wave back to her.
She does that, you know, like typical, you know, gypsy fortune teller, you know. And she goes back into the tent, you know, throwing you a last, you know, not looking, but, you know, turning her face into your direction, veiling her face again, entering the tent. But it seems that no one is allowed to enter, and they're like, oh, no. They look in your direction. Oh, this fella there, you know.
Bernie is looking a bit confused. Is Firebrand next to him right now?
Oh yes, you noticed Firebrand, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know her, Firebrand?
No, I'm not familiar with her. If you wish to speak to her, I'm here with you.
Yeah, I should go greet, present myself, and be polite. Yeah, I should do that. And Bernie's gonna step forward towards the tent. He's sort of grabbing his collar a bit, and yeah, he goes towards the tent.
And Firebrand, what do you do?
He's curious. And I said I'll keep him safe, so I'll go with him.
Okay. As you approach the tent, you see that people, you know, grumpy people just make room for you, and suddenly one of the pendant of that tent just slides, and she's there, you know, veiled, you know, and she opens. You see that the translucent veil, you know, like just shows her beautiful smile. She's a gorgeous, you know, woman, plump and all. And the tent, as soon as she slides this pendant, the flow of wafting incense reaches out, you know, and you know, just wafts into your nose. You're transported. These are scents that come from beyond that smells of the far west, the far east, the far south. And there is this dim lit atmosphere inside the tent. She welcomes you in, and it's a small tent, just maybe 3 meters wide, and you have to crouch to find a seat on cushions made of silk. There are those, you really your cliche gypsy, fortune teller environment with cushions and carpets, and you have charms, suspended, all sorts of things, incense burning, and she sits on a cushion on the other side of that carpet and invites you to take a seat. And she looks, in the room. She doesn't peer into the eyes. She has those gray eyes, and but it seems that she kind of like she nods as she sees that the two of you enter. She tilts her head, kind of surprised. And for a moment, she breathes in, and she invites you in as well. Please have a seat, my good people, my lords. The free folk is welcome. Come and listen, if you wish, to your future. My boy, oh, good lad. Do you want to know your future?
Well, yes, I would. My name is Bernie. You're the fortune teller, or so I've heard.
Yes, my name is Water, the blind seer. Oh yes, I can see far and wide, in the future and in the past. For a modic sum, I can let you know more than you would expect about yourself and your life and what is to come. Do you accept?
Yes, I would. I'm curious about my future. Tell me more.
She hands, she stretches out her hand, waiting for the money.
I'm going to check my coin purse. How much money do I actually have?
You have a standard of living that's decent enough for you to have a night in an inn, buy any amount of drinks. You don't have to buy suddenly a house out of nowhere. Standard amount. We don't count money in this game. It's just that gives you an idea of what kind of even Firebrand could afford it if he wanted to. That would be a bit of a pain, for Firebrand. Like, it wouldn't be that money-wise, wouldn't be like, why pay for this kind of things, You would rather pay for, ration, water, proper stuff. That would be the instinct of someone with your standard of living. But for Bernie, no problem at all.
I'm going to pick out a few coins and then place them one at a time into her palm until she's happy with it.
Yeah. She doesn't stop you at any point. You know how they do. Thank you. At some point, like you kind of realize, right, all right, yeah, this is enough, to live like a king for a week in a tavern. I don't know where you stop. Where do you stop?
I'll see what she feels about maybe 5 of these coins.
Yeah. Thank you, good lord of the free folk. I am pleased. This is enough. You're generous. Tell me more about your home. Where do you live? I need to tune in more accurately to your personal surroundings, your vision of the world, your closed ones, so my wandering spirit eye can better see your future and what awaits you. Tell me more about your traditions, so I can look for the threads that flow from your life to that of Eriador and its future.
I'm sure you can tell I'm a hobbit, and of course I'm from the Shire, which is quite far away from Bree, actually. I live there with my cousins, my Aunt Marta, and my grandpa over at Frogmorton. My favorite place is the Ivy Bush Tavern, and I have a ritual of traveling to the Three Farthing Stone almost every morning, maybe with my aunt, sometimes myself, as I go there to meet maybe my friends. And speaking of friends, I have so many. I don't like the Tooks though. There's something not right with them. Except this one called Joey. Oh, speaking of Joey, I think he's off on the. I think he's going to. Joey, no, he's going to meet a troll or to find some treasure. And alright, back to me. This is my first time in Bree from the Shire, and yeah, that tried to find my parents recently, and that didn't work out well. And Bernie sort of stopped speaking there, ending it on a bit of a sad note.
I see now more and more. Visions are closing on. The visions are closing in. I see. Can hear echoes of your past. Was Gandalf part of that past?
Yes, he was.
I knew it. Yes. And is he coming on your future path? I see him. Is he coming?
I hope so, yeah.
You know, lad. I see a long and difficult and hazardous path ahead of you, my boy. This is concerning. A path filled with many wonders, yes, but many dangers as well. I see you. You travel far and wide to solve the mysteries of this world, but beware of the lure of secrets. For the desire to always know more can bring someone astray from himself, even, and his closed ones. This is all I see for now. That road is paved with gold and colorful gem for sure, but also dark shadows as black as tar. Come back to me when you see a little more of the world. Tell me what you have seen, and I will know what your future holds still for you, the secrets that await you. Good luck, my lad.
Thank you, Miss Walter. I'll have a think about this, and I'll surely return one day.
Our paths shall cross again. I know it. How about you? Tall and proud man of the North? Do you want to know more about your own future and what awaits you at that corner that you have not foreseen?
Firebrand, he looks uncomfortable, he's not sat down in front of her the same as Bernie, he's kind of stood behind watching, he's dubious. But he's kind of seen what she's had to say for Bernie, and she seems like she knows what she's talking about. He doesn't sit down, but he looks interested, and he peers at her and he says, "What is it you've got to say?"
This is not how it works, my lad. And she hands out her hand. I need to know more about you first, just as your little friend here offered to open himself to the ways, the unseen. I need you to tell me more about yourself and your errands, so I can tune in to your path and where it leads. She kind of, outstretches her hand a little more.
Yeah, he's
She closes her hand again. You are not ready.
No, he's not. I was thinking he's bold, but they're a secretive people, aren't they? He sort of, you can see he pulls back a little bit and he just goes, he shakes his head. And he says, no, I'm here for him.
Oh,
are you finished?
You're here for him. How cute. And she makes sure to fill her pocket with Bernie's money. And now, please, my lords of the free folk, I'm letting you go on your own adventure. My lad, remember what I said. Beware of the lure of secrets. Now off with the two of you. Off you go. Good luck.
Bunny will turn over to Firebrand and say, you know, she really knows what she's talking about. Mr. Firebrand, you sure you don't want to get your future told?
He's not ready. I can feel that. Something in him doesn't want to see the shadow that lurks. He has too much on his heart. He wouldn't comprehend the bigger schemes. Not like you, little naive, innocent person who could accept the light and the shadow for what they are. This man fights another fight, but he has lost himself in it. Now off you go. We'll see.
Firebrand doesn't need to be told twice. He's quite happy to step out.
It was nice meeting you, Miss Walter. Bunny's gonna nod, show some etiquette, and he's gonna follow Firebrand.
Did you call her Miss Water?
I think her name is Walter.
Water. Yeah, sorry. Water, yeah. Cool.
Miss whatever.
Miss whatever. And you exit. Roll a... so the people are just like, pressing themselves. The first person just literally jumps as she's pushed by the one after her. No, you go, allez, come on, I don't have all day, And the first person is pushed inside. Roll the both of you an awareness test, please. Yeah. Joby, I don't know, Bernard, you feel she kind of hit, maybe, I don't know, possibly she hit a chord there, I don't know, but you sort of like not really on your at your regular top level, wild animal, kind of instinct. You're somewhere else, and but Bernie, like you go out of this tent and all inspired and seeing everything as if it came from it was fate unfolding before you. Everything has details and it's nearly in slow motion, and you see very clearly that that bear, the baiter, who is now feeding the bear with one hand, is actually looking over his shoulder towards the tent, and looks with suspicious eyes, towards you. And you notice as well that the apothecary, from whom Hamfast had collected something, just turns her head away from you, and everyone else is sort of busy at their thing. And you see one last time before heading back to, if you want to head back towards Floki and the ranger lady. You see one last time this short-legged, flat-nosed, buffy, silent, bald, nearly naked man in a cage. This primitive being being fed as well. It's the morning. You have this man manning this other man. Already children throwing little pebbles and stones at this beast, and that's there's a lot more happening in the fair, and Bernie is going through all that as if it was Pinocchio, in a dream. Just everything is like, this is what the world is about. This is people getting together from all corners of the world. And how could that never happen? Why don't why is not this company of the Wayne entering the Shire ever? Anyway, the two of you are reconvening with Fenduin, Floki, and Hamfast. Oh, lads, are we getting ready at last? I've got yeah, I gotta go now. How was that about? And Fenduin steps towards you, Bernie. She's this lady, hooded lady with a long green cloak, and with all her traveling gear packed on her shoulders.
I dropped for just a moment. Sorry, I went from when you was talking about the company of the Wayne. I missed about 20 seconds.
They just represented at this time with Bernie's eyes this feeling of the world and with all its wonders unfolding before Bernie's eyes. And you guys reconvened with Fenduin, Floki, and Hamfast, all ready to go. And Fenduin walked to and approached Bernie and asked, "So how did it go, Bernie?" And Floki goes like, "Come on, we're gonna talk on the road, eh? No time to waste anymore. Come on, Ranger, open the way. I guess you know where it is. Let's have a look." As he had addresses Firebrand, saying that.
Yeah. He's not used to leading a party. This is a bit unusual for him, so he's kind of a bit awkwardly like, "This way." It's a bit like, okay, this is unusual. But he waits and he sort of beckons for Bernie. He's like, gives him a nod as if to say, come with me.
Cool. Yeah. Fenduin steps forward as well. The company, the convoy is marching. And she has just addressed Bernie with that question, and so you answer while walking and stepping away from the main doors. So, who is this lady?
Who's?
It's Fenduin is asking Bernie.
That was Miss Walter. She was the blind seer who can tell futures, and I paid her a small amount, and she gave me a few warnings and a few pieces of wisdom, which I feel like I'm better off after hearing her words.
Is that so? Has she any power? Really? What do you think, Firebrand? Is she one of those legit kind?
He sighs and he says, You can only really ask Bernie on that. He looks a little bit uncomfortable and he says it's...
But you went
Now
in
that
inside yourself.
Yeah, I did, but I don't know Bernie well enough to know that the things she said to him... Yeah, I don't trust it. You know, he sort of shuffles his foot a bit. He's a bit... You can see he's uneasy with the whole situation.
Mr. Firebrand, it seems you're familiar with Gandalf, and I don't know, it seems she mentioned Gandalf too. So is the Blue Wizard Gandalf common knowledge? Has everyone heard of him?
Yeah, he's well known in these parts, that's true. But a word of advice, people like that, she might say she's telling you your fortune, but she may just be trying to get information from you. You can't trust everyone around here. This isn't the Shire where everyone's your friend. It's not the same around here.
No, I think you're right.
I'd say of everyone you've met here so far, Thranduil and me are the only ones really I'd say you can trust for sure.
You can trust me too, lad. Don't worry about that. He didn't even mention me. How rude of him. You can trust me too. I'm here for you. Hamfast the Brave. And I have a pony. So I stand taller than this long-legged.
He says, look, you know, I'm just trying to keep the lad safe, that's all. You can see why he hasn't got many friends. He's
your
like,
camera is off. Your camera is off.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that the man is hardly trusts. How can you befriend someone who doesn't trust? It goes two ways, huh? We know that. So, well. So that is it. This company of the Wayne will be the last thing. You see that they're already spitting fire, juggling. The horse show is going. There is more people coming in. Some carts are coming from various farmsteads around Bree. Rumoring about gossiping about. Actually, what's in Bree at the moment, what's going on, how that storm really wrecked, some kind of harvest in there nearby, and all that. And but after a while, you walk east. Look at let's double check the map. How the map looks.
One thing I'd like to do before we leave.
Okay, sure.
I think we are leaving to the same gate that we initially entered through. Is that right?
No, you were before the gate. You were on the already outside the village. You were at the south gate, fencing the village, and the corral was camped at the front of those gates, outside the perimeter of the village, and they were not allowed inside.
I'd like to visit Jackie, one of the guards there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to give him a report of Bernie's parents who've gone missing. So I'm trying to inform the guards that there's potentially 2 missing hobbits. Their house is completely sort of overturned, and that hopefully the guards can be on the lookout for those 2 hobbits. And should I tell him about the woman in black too?
But he in the first place came and informed Firebrand of that, so you could be confident that he would know what you're talking about already.
Okay. Yeah.
He mentioned that He had a moment of hesitation, but he came back after to Firebrand to inform him of that. So you mentioned that as well?
Yeah, I wonder if I should mention... Oh yeah, I would mention that too, if he already knows it, yeah.
Yeah. My lad, this is concerning. Oh my god, I better not to talk about of that to my wife. She's going to still birth my next child. He looks all panicked. I mean, this is out of my depth. I'm just a gate guard. I mean, all right. You really think that this lady in black is connected to your parents? They've not disappeared. They just went on a stroll of sort, yeah, on some kind of voyage, yeah.
I hope so. The house was completely in tatters, and can you tell me what my parents actually did? What their jobs were, or maybe what they were up to?
They were scribes, yeah? Were they not scribes? That's what people went for them to, you know, they seal contracts, they write books and missives and all that, letters for people, and give them to the post and stuff. Yeah, what they did. Some of them went for, you know, a receipt or two of some kind of, like, you know, asking for herbs or things like that. I think they collected herbs too. You don't even know that yourself. You don't know your own parents. You really were brought up in the Shire on your own? I mean, who brought you up?
Well, I lived with my aunt and grandpa, and this is the first time I would have seen them in years.
My poor lad, I'm sorry you missed them. And between you and me, let me tell you, for this Firebrand, long-legged man, just beware, huh? We don't really know, like, what side he is of things. You know, those guys with the Northern Star there? What is this about? It's a sect. You want to know? It's a sect, a cult, sort. But don't tell him I told you, huh? Just be on your guard.
Yeah, I will thank you for the warning. And
I'll be on the lookout for your parents. I'll let them know.
yes, Jackie, and remember, the enemy has ears.
Say again the last sentence.
The enemy has ears.
I look at you is so somber, you know, just shocked by something, as if he had just failed the shadow test, and he walks back, you know, just he doesn't turn back, but he walks back away, you know, nodding in silence and swallowing, and yeah. You left the man in complete, you know, you broke his spirit this morning.
It's like Bernie's motto now, isn't it? The enemy has eyes and ears.
Yeah. He knows it all. He sees.
Bernie's going to come back just a depressed man.
But rich.
Rich and depressed.
Goes together. Usually. All right, we're gonna switch scene. If you guys are happy to go into the wild, yeah. This is not the wild as such. This is a well trodden road, the Great East Road. that takes the free folk from the Grey Havens to pass to the mountain pass of the Misty Mountains, and further to the old ford and the old forest road built by the dwarves millennia ago. This is the main artery of Middle Earth, along with the Green Way that crosses it at Bree and runs south to. You're actually at this intersection. Let me look at the map. How is the map? Yeah. I think it comes. It goes to the intersection. You're now at this crossroad, right there. When you go east, it's the Shire and the Grey Havens. You go north, it's Dead Man's Dyke, Fornos Erain. You go east, it's Rovanion, the Misty Mountain, and you go south, it's the second great artery, it's the Green Way that go all the way down to Rohan and Gondor. So you're really at one of the most Bree. It's no wonder that was the last. I don't know. There's something about why Bree still stands, after all those centuries of war and invasions and epidemics and all that, and famines and fell winters. Bree, it's at the crossroad. So I guess the Rangers had a keen eye on it. It means something to control this key point in the map. For what it is, for whatever it represents, it's possibly as much a battle of symbols and symbolic battle as much as the one secret war against real enemies. There is much to do with keeping symbols alive, symbolic of things. So you had this crossroad, and you had east, and the Hill of Bree is soon to be behind you. I'll head back to the Eriador map. Background there. It's a land. This morning, the sun is going up, but there are those big contrasted clouds, massive, heavy, hefty clouds rushing their way from the west. And they're just headed to crush their nose first to the Misty Mountains. Some of them will get stopped by the Weather Hills. They're called Weather Hills for a reason, and that's why there are marshes at the foot of the Weather Hills. They stop the first ranges of clouds that come from the west. Some of those clouds will be stopped by the south downs. And that's it pretty much. And those downs and those hills usually are more steep on the western flank. So yeah, it's like a steeper slope and a gentler one going east. And that road is winding its way for a moment, and you'll be arriving at that will be a very safe journey until you reach the Forsaken Inn. There's possibly it's one day, so if you would arrive 24 hours later. So in the morning, I think there is a night's sleep in between. Yeah, let's bet on it. There's a night's sleep. You make camp near the road with your companions, Fenduin, Floki, and Hamfast. Joy Took is not here. His presence is very much. His absence is very much present. In understanding. Conscience, and that is you. Flocky can have a conversation with Bernie if you like. Hamfast can have a chat with Firebrand if you like. If you want to have a chat, we can do that.
He would like to find out more about Thanduin as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He'd be definitely keen to find out more about her.
She has tended the fire, and you're back with a catch. I don't know, possibly Flocky sent you on a hunt. You have rations up to there, but he wanted something fresh and invited you to prove your hunting skill and worth. He's happy to see you back with two hairs in your tucked on your shoulders. And Fenwind is tending the fire. Hamfast and Bernie are possibly talking ground future, endeavors and stuff. And Fenwind is quiet, looking at the flames.
He's going to go and sit near her, and then he's going to call Bernie over. And does he approach or?
Yeah, Bernie will show up.
He looks up and he smiles and he says, "Have you got a knife with you?"
Bernie will reach out into his pouch and he'll pull out his aunt's cooking knife.
Okay. He sort of gets one of the rabbits and the hares and chucks it down in front of him. And he says, "Do you know how to skin it?"
And he looks down at this rabbit and he says, I've skinned frogs before. I can't imagine this will be much different.
No, you just want to get the inside on the outside. It's pretty straightforward. And then what he does is he'll start skinning and gutting his hair, but kind of showing Bernie at the same time how to do it properly. And while he's kind of doing that, he will then have a bit of a conversation with Thanduin at the same time. So he's not going in all intense with her, and he's also teaching Bernie how to do something useful.
Solid, nice scene setting. Let's go.
So he sits there with him and he says to Thanduin, he speaks under his breath, so maybe it's just the three of them that are hearing, but he says, "What do you make of the party?"
The party? Are we a party already?
What do you think of our traveling companions?
Oh, I have no doubt Floki knows where he's headed. He is on a strong errand and knows exactly what he's doing. But your friend Hamfast, I'm not so sure, I have to say. Although he seems of a good heart and a good stock, nothing in him shows that he really believes what he says. I think he's more trying to convince himself of anything, if anything.
If it turns out he is a companion of Gandalf, then I'll be much quicker to believe whatever he's got to say. That'll be the proof of everything.
Well, that remains to be seen. I've heard tales of wizards living in a tower. But for all I know, little Bernard, Gandalf is called the Grey Pilgrim for a reason.
The Grey Pilgrim? Why exactly is that?
Because he never sits down anywhere. He's always on the move. He goes, he comes, and he goes. Nobody knows why. And we'll ever know why. Those wizards are no joke. Oh, no, they are not.
I wonder what his mission might be. He's traveling so much. Does he have any enemies?
Any kind of what?
Does he have enemies? It's hard to imagine someone like Gandalf having enemies, but it was mentioned to me.
Let me tell you something, little man. There is no enemies. There is only the enemy. It all works in synchronicity. There is a bigger scheme out there at work right now. Things are bad. It's not an accident. There is the will at work behind things. But it is singular.
Bernie is holding the knife in one hand and sort of the belly of the rabbit in his other palms, sort of trying to remove it. And he suddenly just paused as he's looking over at Anduin. And he's got this expression on his face, a bit of confusion, a bit of surprise. And he replies by saying, "Oh, well, this enemy, I don't know, are you sure?"
Well, I guess Firebrand, you'll spend more time with your new friend than I will. I don't want to spend the night thinking of those things. You take care of that for me, yeah?
Yeah,
But don't go too fast.
Yeah, no, I was going to say there's a lot to find out, Bernie, and you know, you don't need to find everything out today.
All you need to know. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go.
Let's just worry about what's going on with your parents for now. Let's worry about the immediate. All the other goings on in the world, you don't need to worry about that yet.
What happened to your parents? Is this Black Rider related to that? Did she broke in the house of Ben and Margaret you mentioned? Your dad and your mom?
Or so I've heard. I've checked their house, and it seems someone or something was... seems someone or something was looking for notes, maybe one of the journals, something like that. It's also strange that this is happening. Apparently my parents were scribes, and that's the most I know about them.
Firebrand, I don't like the sound of that. You know that there is no little things. Well, I made myself clear already.
This is what
I don't have much experience in the matter, but my dad and my mom taught me how things go. Yeah. I wish you luck. That and she takes the hair, first hair ready, and skew it on top of the fire, and smiles at the grease leaking into the fire and making sparks. She seems like a child herself, and she sings a little song, little Sindarin lullaby. And Floki sits down and listens to her song, and everyone is kind of like, quietened by this moment of beauty at the campfire. So we'll take a little 5 minutes and reconvene at the doors of the Forsaken Inn.
Sounds good.
Mate. Well,
You had more to say, possibly, Firebrand. You wanted to know more of her.
no, really, he wanted to sit and talk to her about the stuff with Bernie's parents. So we kind of did that anyway. So it's worked out.
Mm. Yeah, and I think if she had details, it would have come up. Because she crossed the path of that it rider past her, in a blaze. But she just had the gut feeling that something was out, but off. But yeah, she's young as well. She's she has an instinct, but not much reference. References to draw from.
That's all right. It's the start of a friendship. They'll still be friends in 50 years. It's all good.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Nice way to view that.
Yeah. No rush. That's the nice thing about hobbits and the Dunedain. They don't have to rush these things.
Yeah. Hobbits, they live, 120, 150 easy, no? Or 7?
Well, I mean, Bilbo, for his 111st birthday, that was still fairly old, wasn't it? 120?
120? Yeah, okay. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
No.
Hard
there we go. Yeah. Shall we reconvene at 22?
Yeah. Perfect.
Wicked.
Thanks.
Cool. Mm-hmm. See you guys in a minute.
So nice, just the two of you. It's time for... Did you tell me if the tempo is too slow? You tell me if you want to fight, I can throw you a fight, It's coming. Don't worry, but you're squishy, so don't be too eager.
I don't think we've been eager for it at all. I think we're laying the groundwork. We're getting used to the characters. It's all good.
Mm.
It's only session 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no rush. I'm happy. I can only speak for myself, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I like the pace. We don't need to really force combat unless there's a good phrase where people do so. Yeah, we don't need to force combat until there's a very good reason that we need to actually help. So
yeah,
I think the pace is so good.
Yeah, we could always, figure a random encounter that comes in the way. But I'd rather, build up to something, meaningful and have you make it matter. It's fine, to D&D it, and just.
I'm all good.
But So.
If this was D&D. With my D&D party, we would have killed the bear baiting man.
Yeah,
he would have been murdered. He would have been fed to the bear in the night.
All right, I'll take note of that. Yeah. I see. Okay. So you guys, let's say that it's kind of like I imagine. Yeah, it's just past midday on the next day, and when you arrive at this point, and that you realize that it's time for you to part ways. Fenduin and Floki will continue east. Fenduin looks intently at you, Firebrand, and She says a courteous goodbye in Sindarin. Full of hope and as well with this sort of like a bit religious, reminding you of Varda in the stars and this kind of things. Floki has a question actually for you. He leans down from his pony and says, I wasn't the nicest to you, but I guess I was just being, I'm accustomed to the old ways. I don't travel really often, and I've been sent on this errand, and I'm pretty worried about my own business too, I hope you understand.
Was that to Firebrand?
Yeah, what that was to you, yeah.
So he nods and he smiles. He says, it's water under the bridge. You keep Thranduil safe and I'll be happy.
Those orcs in the north.
Yeah.
They're causing trouble. And my brothers, they were attacked and raided. And I'm just hoping that no bigger scheme is about. But in those parts, you never know. Many tribes of orcs compete. And I'm not sure what is happening. But some of my brothers have been taken. Or so I would swear. So this is it. My errand. I am to inform Mr. Lord Elrond about those happenings at the Vale of Gold, back in the north of the hills of Evendim. She looks at Penguin. Those parts orcs are roaming as well.
Well, he says, well, it's the responsibility or the burden of making sure all those in Eriador who need to know about the stronghold, that's fallen to me. But if I've got your word that you're going to take it to Elrond, then, that'll lift my spirits knowing that Lord Elrond's aware.
I will report on that too. Not to worry.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern. Is that we need to let everyone know as quickly as we can. So, if you continue to spread the word of any rangers you meet heading east, and I'll do the same on my journey, and perhaps we'll see each other again.
I hope so. You're a good lad. Long-legged.
As are you, my friend. But yeah.
And you,
stay
little
close
man. Oh, sorry. How do you close that up?
Stay close to Thranduil.
Stay what?
Close to Thranduil. Stay close to her.
Oh, not to worry. She's fine company. She knows much for her age. Loads of nice songs and verses and all that. Impressive. A good lady. Beautiful at that. And you, my little lad? He looks at Bernie. And you too. Proud man. He looks at Hamfast. Be on your guard. They might just wait for you at the next corner. I'm just kidding. Seriously. This Forsaken Inn. I don't get it. Really. Also, I know that rangers sometimes they need to mingle with the folk, that kind. You know what kind of them I'm talking about. So anyway, Mr. Bernard, I wish you the best.
Thank you. I hope you have safe travels. Hope you have safe travels. What is it about the Forsaken Inn everyone tells me the Forsaken End to beware of.
It's just a lair of brigand. You didn't understand by now. But they don't even know what they're doing themselves. They just take advantage of the hazards of life. They have no purpose. Don't think too much of them. They're lost souls. But grander things are at play here. They might be part of bigger schemes they don't even realize. But be yourself. You will soon see for yourself.
I'll try to do that. Thank you for the one down and for your comments.
Varun, what happened to your sound today? It's worse than last week.
I'm using the same mic. I'm gonna try to reconnect.
His sound wasn't so bad, no? Last sessions. I don't know if he sounds bad at yours as well. It's very robotic.
It's quite. Yeah, it's a little bit garbled. It's got a bit worse in the last few minutes.
How about now?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. We'll go with it anyway. Nothing. Maybe in the meanwhile, before next session, we can meet and do a little tech check. Check on your audio. When we no need to spend too much time on that, right? All right, you guys. It's the adieu. Those two little figures will slide eastward and disappear in the meanders of the Great East Road, in the midst of those hills. And before you opens to the south, a barely trodden path, pretty rough, not tended at all, going through thickets of woods here and there, some hills, the more you go south, the rockier it gets, and the rougher. And soon enough, you'll be like, let's say, I don't know, it's possibly an hour walk before you arrive in sight of this place, where you see something like the weather has turned just to fit the overall kind of setting. The weather is not sunny anymore. You have this luring. Let's say that a storm has just made its way and is about to crack open right on top of the three of you as you arrive just in sight of this. No more. It looks like an abandoned farm, or it's barely more than a shack, a wooden construction in dire needs of repair. There is some kind of dependencies or other little houses nearby, but there are barns or stuff like that. But that looks really almost in ruin. Some kind of fence around the whole thing that delineate an area that is not well tended, full of pools, ponds of water. The whole thing is is a sad look. It's something like that was to that's in never heard of in the Shire. Like you would have never seen anything that badly tended in the Shire, because it's impossible. Like, even there is no lawn, the grass isn't taken care of, there is no stables, there is no sign, nobody knows. You couldn't even it doesn't even suggest the fact that it's supposed to be an inn. You don't see that there could be rooms upstairs. There's no upstairs. It possibly is only like some kind of attic where people have their bunks there. What's going on? The chimney smokes. There is some kind of main door, and near the fence nearby, there is a single black horse attached to the fence. And but as the you just have a moment to, as you come closer to hear some kind of like crowd. You know, that there is motion inside there. You hear some music, you hear some laughter, some clings and clangs, and that's when the storm, this summer storm cracks in and out, and it starts to pour. Rain starts to pour heavily and suddenly on you, as you've just made your way to the front door.
All right. Eriador looks down to Bernie, and he actually pulls his own cloak up over his head at this point, and he says, "You keep your wits about you in here, okay? And stay close to me."
I will, and I won't reveal much about myself or why we're here. I'll be careful.
Yeah, just be careful. You'll be okay.
Hamfast is putting his hat on, his traveling hat, as rain starts to pour in. He has. You guys have attached your ponies near this tall black horse, and Hamfast goes, "All right, lads, this is it. Gandalf is on the other side of this door. I mean, come on, this is a big day for you, Bernie. I mean, I hope so. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. As soon as I introduce you to him, I'm sure he will take care of himself. I let you guys talk, and if he, you know how it goes. You just look honest, be yourself, look strong. Tell him what you want. You know, tell him that what you're here for. You're an adventurer. That he needs you. All that stuff. And I'm sure, he will take you in, and in no time, we'll go to the tower, and it will be grand, and it will be the start of a new life for everyone. All right. Yeah, we're good. And he goes to reach and open the door. Pushes the door, and a cloud, a blue cloud of tobacco, just exits the space inside, and just jumps at you like this is. And you step in. There is so much smoke in there, just like when you go inside a coffee shop in Amsterdam. It's just like your eyes start to tingle, and just you know, like you enter in this hazy, much warmer than you'd expected place, very badly lit with candles on those tables, and there's so much smoke that you barely see the bar and the bartender on the other side. There is a big crowd in there. It's actually surprising to see that there is only one horse at the front, but that so many people have gathered in there. It's it's not called a lair it means really that it's just you could evaluate just by the sound. You know, there's music, people rolling dice, playing cards, laughing, tapping on the table, throwing knives at aims, ordering more beer, Betsy, they go like that, you know. And there is this man, actually the waiter. The waiter is blind, and people are making fun of him. They're just, you know, trying to trip him. He falls onto, you know, beer falls on the game of one table, and they get super angry at him. But as soon as they try to, you know, go a bit too far, you realize that there is a bouncer there, a dwarf, with a massive double-headed axe, with a much darker tan than any dwarf you've seen ever. He's scarred and has tattooed. He's, you know, tattooed all over the place, scarred everywhere, badly kept together, the hair totally unkempt, and he's making sure that order, you know, prevail. And there is a fight in a corner. He takes care of that. It's the court of miracles, or, you know, I don't know if you say that, la cour des miracles, where if it wasn't Tolkien, you know, there would be you know, drab ladies at work. You know, it would be, you know, sitting on their laps. You know, it's not a brothel, you know, but you know, possibly, you know, some low souls are looking for easy money. So to the eyes of Bernie, this is filth. I don't know. Whatever you define it, whatever, you know, you tell us. What's your first impression, Bernie?
Bernie feels like a fish out of water. This place is a bit surreal to him. He's looking around this place, he's a tattooed person, and this place just doesn't resonate with him. He feels very uncomfortable. He's just a small hobbit in this room full of unknown people, shouting, having drinks. So, yeah, he's just standing there, and yeah, he goes over to Firebrand and says, "Are we sure we're in the right place? Why would Gandalf ever step foot in this mess?" And he says this as a whisper, just loud enough for Firebrand to hear.
Yeah, he says, I think Gandalf's business takes him here, there, and everywhere. I don't think he has much say whether he has to go to places like this or not. But the person I'm seeking is another ranger, an older lady named Orothel. So we're looking for an older lady, tall, long of limbed. She's the one we need to find first.
So what's the first move of Firebrand? Move or reaction, or
He's going to try and keep.
He's
going to
doing
try
a
and keep
scan.
Yeah, he's first thing he wants to do is just have a quick look through, see if there's anyone he recognizes.
Okay.